One's a conqueror of the seas with a fleet both fierce and grand. One's a mastermind of chaos with a plan to take the land. One's a force of nature with storms and fury in his wake. One's a ruler of the underworld with power none can shake. The four emperors rule the waves tonight in the world of One Piece. The legend shines so bright with a treasure map and a crew so grand. We'll follow their adventures to the farthest land. Raise your flag and shout it loud to the emperors we cheer. In the world of One Piece where every tale is near. For every battle, every fight, and every daring quest, we'll honor the emperors who put the world to the test.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Steve coming back with the second episode of the Four Emperors podcast.
Let's go!
You know who I'm here with, my fellow Yonkos, Nick,
Zeha,
Eric, Danny.
Yo,
what's going on, my Yonkos? How y'all doing?
We chilling.
It's a good day today.
It was a good chapter, bro.
Yes, dude. It's some crazy stuff. We got a lot cooking for y'all today. Nick, let the people know, man.
Hello, friends, new and old. Welcome to our Yonko crew. Today on episode 2, we're going to be doing a little arc review on some Orange Town. That's some OG throwback. We're also going to have some card review, TCG segment. We're going to do some news updates online and in real life. And of course, we're going to have our coveted Theory Piece chapter review segment near the end. So if anyone is not caught up with the current chapter, don't worry. You're still going to have a whole half of a podcast to enjoy with us. And when you do catch up, come back to these episodes. We want to see you again. Yeah, we'll be here. We want to make sure you're here too. After that, we'll end it off with conclusion, some final thoughts, and our other coveted trivia question. We'll answer the one from last week, and we have a new one for you this time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
You.
Definitely. So, like I said, Orange Town is the theme and the flavor for this week. Danny, why don't you tell me about some Buggy?
Yo, all right, guys. Orange Town, we finally started heating up a little bit.
Finally, dude.
Finally get some really good moments over here. We get to meet the notorious Buggy the Clown.
The GOAT!
Bummy?
Now,
Booger man.
what happens is Luffy and Zoro land in a little town in their little boat.
Hell yeah.
Into some crazy chaos. Buggy's running amok. He's got this thing called the Buggy Bomb, and it could destroy a whole town. It's some crazy stuff happening. What do you guys think about the introduction of Buggy?
Fraud and a bum, unfortunately. But I can't lie. Back then in that OG chapters, that brother was a threat.
No. Yeah.
That brother was a threat. He was scary. I can't lie.
100%.
I'm scared of clowns.
I'm not gonna lie. One big difference that I noticed going back and reading this chapter versus like the anime is he was kind of played like how you would expect a clown pirate to be, kind of like cutting jokes, and he's a little threatening. But in the manga,
that's a demon.
He's
people.
crazy.
That's the demon.
He's insane. Crazy. Like he's murking people.
That's John D. Wick.
He is crazy.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like this dude, if he had the same amount of like threatening aura as he did in the anime, I feel like people would have taken it more seriously like today than back then.
Yeah, I also think it's like part, I guess the anime was trying to make it more kid friendly. I remember back in the day.
Kids, bro.
Yeah. 4 kids with the even the different intro, which I felt actually hits now, bro. Like looking back on it. Buggy as a character though, I was super excited for him, both anime and manga. I'm rereading the manga. Anime though, I love the Buggy ball. I love just the flamboyance, the energy, the vibe of Buggy. Flashy, exactly. And it was so like out of bounds at first. I was like, dude, what is this, man? But it came back. I started to enjoy it. Started to vibe with Buggy as a character compared to, I know I shit on them last episode, but Alito, like I did not fuck with her.
Yep.
Buggy,
another fraud.
Eat with, bro.
Nice. All right. Another one that we didn't talk about was the actual live action. It brought a lot of people into One Piece just because of Buggy. Buggy looks so freaking cool in the live action. I think he looks scary. People wanted to cosplay him. This guy was a really cool person, really cool character. Another person we get to meet is the one and only Nami Swan.
Let's go! Nami Swan!
Nami the pirate hater. I hate pirates. I never want to be with pirates. Don't touch me, pirates.
Good for her.
This one person that just like absolutely hates pirates. But guess what? She meets the one and only, the GOAT, Luffy, and from there it's
a team up.
It's a team up.
Because you guys are bringing up the anime so much, and like I went through the whole series manga only, really. So when you guys talked about Nami and the first time we ever see her, because this is the first time we see her in the anime. Not true. Sorry, this is the first time we see her in the manga. We don't see Nami until Orange Town. In the anime, you get her like the first 30 seconds of the entire series. Here, or in the manga, she has her own little storyline. Some of you may know. On the boat, tricks the pirates. You see she's conniving. She's a little thief. She's a little sneaky. You know, and who don't rock with some of that? So this was the first time you see Buggy as the first kind of like scary bad guy. And then you see Nami, kind of like the first like prominent female character. And like, you kind of just like her. You're like, oh, she look kind of cool. Like, she doing stuff that the guys would do.
Nami the cat.
Yeah, Nami the cat burglar, you know. So that's like the first time we see her in the manga. It took a little bit.
Funny thing, right? A lot of people actually get confused thinking that this is the first time we see her in the manga. But actually,
all right, my bad.
She is the first. Yeah,
fuck me then.
Freaking, come on, man.
Fumbled.
But we actually first see her in the first page, like the first cover spread of the manga. She's the first Straw Hat that we actually see. She's not introduced in the chapters at all in Romance Dawn. But in the cover spread with Luffy, the first person you see there is Nami. And Oda said that was to kind of give the nod. This is not just a boys only like thing. It's for everybody. So Nami was supposed to be that transition character that lets people know that, oh, this
like
also
this
has
is for girls
a
too.
female role coming into it as well.
Bro,
wow.
Bro, honestly, dude, real quick, just wanted to add some small flavor. Comparing Nami to Sakura and Naruto, I feel like I always have a reference between Naruto and One Piece.
You gotta give it to Nami.
I give it completely to Nami.
Yeah,
I give her
you
everything, bro. I give her my soul.
Bro, I almost, excommunicated you from this podcast for a second. I really thought you were going somewhere else with that.
So, Nami, did you guys know that Oda actually drew her as a cyborg prior?
Oh, pre-concept art.
Prior.
But she had a giant axe too.
Well, did you? Yeah, and a giant axe. I kind of like Nami now. I think he went with the better way and not have her as a cyborg. I think other characters from the future,
could fit that.
that could fit that description.
I think having a cyborg this early on in the story would seem a little.
It's too much. Let's talk about the best doggy of all the doggies.
I love you, Jinjo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They can't all be goats.
What's his name, guys?
They
What's
can't
his
all be
name?
goats.
Come on, someone help me out here.
Shinshao?
Chinchi?
I think I'm naming
Choo
a
Choo.
Pokemon.
Choo Choo?
Oh, Choo Choo.
That dude brought a big piece of this story to Orange Town. Little doggy protecting his store. He's the one that made Nami like Luffy because Luffy was protecting him when that huge lion, was it from the Buggy Pirates was attacking the pet store, and Luffy protected it, and Luffy protected Chow Chow. And when Nami saw that, he's like, okay, I guess pirates are honestly not that bad. And
true.
that's when Nami started softening up to Luffy, and a whole bunch of things happen. Luffy gets stuck in a cage after getting stuck with Buggy. There's Zoro picking up the cage and trying to get Luffy out of there before getting blown up by a Buggy bomb. It was just like then the whole time Nami's trying to steal like all of Buggy's loot, the maps, whatever, anything, and ultimately it comes down to that huge fight between Buggy and Luffy. What do you guys think about that fight?
Before the fight, I think something really interesting is like, because you're right, the whole like Nami started liking Luffy. I think that's when everyone started liking Luffy.
That's a good point.
When you start the manga, right, and you're like, okay, I'm supposed to like the guy or whatever, and you watch him like, okay, he's kind of cool. He kind of about it. Like, he throws a punch or two. I kind of fuck with that. But it wasn't until like this Choo Choo thing, you see him interacting with an actual bad guy and someone who needs help, you go, maybe he's the GOAT. Maybe, like, you actually start to root for Luffy at this point. Because like, if he lost to Iceman Morgan, man, who cares? Ain't nobody care about Luffy fighting Iceman Morgan. But when he started fighting Buggy, you didn't want him to win because you wanted Buggy to lose. You wanted him to win because you wanted Choo Choo to win. You wanted Nami to win. You wanted that town to win. That's what he was fighting for.
Yep, and that's the first clue.
That's when you're rooting
Luffy
for him.
is
The GOAT.
Specifically, Choo Choo.
the GOAT.
I am an anime only at the start of One Piece. So I didn't start reading the manga till like later on. I'm not going to spoil anything. But anime only, as I was watching that, the dog broke all immersion for me. I'm sorry. If you guys remember the voice acting for that dog, it sounded like a man who was like 45 years old, had no voice acting experience, was like, yo, just make your worst interpretation of a dog.
It's like Brian from Family Guy when he barks.
Yo, we don't have our voice actors here today. Like, come through, bro.
Brian from Family Guy.
And I couldn't stop laughing, bro. Did you guys feel the same way? Was that just me?
Me, I'm not one to get emotional based off of media.
Wow. Cool guy over here, guys. My bad.
Like, I just,
robot.
Like, I can't, like, I'm not like a tearjerker. I'm like, oh, that's a nice moment. But that's mostly
all right, Tin Man.
Like,
all right, Tin Man. Like, all right, buddy.
Like, come on, ruler of the underworld, guys. Like,
Grim Reaper.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, it was just like, I wouldn't say it broke immersion, but it just reminded me like, oh yeah, this is One Piece. Like, you know, it's nice and all, but I did. It was a little goofy. I chuckled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those
crazy.
people who like laugh in dire situations.
Okay. Well, I was crying like a baby, so I was throwing up and shit.
So you're telling me you never cried at, not to go into detail, but you've never cried for any part of
Was
One
there
Piece?
ever a moment?
Not physically cried. I choked up at a future part. Not like
Icky
tears
thing.
down. Like my eyes were sweating a little bit at a part that we'll get to.
All right.
But I feel like that's quintessential.
All right.
Everybody felt something at that.
We get it.
Fair,
You're Yonko.
fair,
But
fair,
we'll
fair.
get there.
You're Emperor.
All
we get
right,
it.
so now we're at the end of Orange Town. Now that fight, we never got to the fight with Luffy and Buggy. What do you guys think about the fight and actually Buggy almost destroying the Straw Hat?
How did that fight end? Wasn't it Gum Gum Bazooka?
Gum gum.
I rocked with
bazooka.
I rocked with that. Yeah, I like that.
What do you guys think about the Straw Hat getting
blasting off
stabbed?
The hat?
Yeah, was it a big deal for you guys?
Oh, the
when you guys
knives.
saw that, yeah, the knives went through the hat.
That was significant, and I do feel like they played a bigger part of Nami stitching that up. That played a big role in their dynamic as far as like them being Namikas now. Yeah, I feel like that played a huge role into it. We are going to start some
Yes, sir.
news.
Woohoo!
Because we got some stuff coming up for you guys.
Yippee! Yippee!
All right, so first piece of news for all of my Tokyo watchers, because I know there's so many of you guys. Or-
Shout out to Tokyo.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout out to our
Tokyo,
Japanese
to them.
fans.
Yep.
Itadakimasu.
Arigato.
One Piece is getting a new exhibition, and I said this like 3 times before we started recording, and I still can't say it. Tachikawa, Tokyo,
That's gotta be racist.
from October 9th until January 13th, and the
Okay.
exhibition is called One Piece Only. If you ain't One Piece, get out.
Only One Piece.
And
in
it's
here.
a highlight of 140 meters.
Damn, that's almost as tall as me.
140 meter
Why are
wall
they
covered
laughing?
with
It's
every
not
page
centimeters.
of the manga from chapter 1 to chapter like 1110.
Let's go.
Every single page.
Let's go.
So it is going to be
So like half of it.
no, like maybe a quarter.
A quarter of the story.
No, it's really huge, and I think that's like a really awesome testament to how much of
beautiful.
an influence this guy
Yep.
has on the Japanese culture.
Oda Sensei.
Next up, I have this is in New York. We recently got some news that One Piece, via a press release that came out from DJ Steve Okoye. That's how you say his name?
I mean, I guess.
Bro, don't call me racist again. Steve-
Aoki.
Say it again. Don't make it sound like a
building
slur.
a case, bro.
You don't gotta make it
Steve
sound.
Aoki.
But Toei Animation's One Piece will be making history this month, marking its first appearance in the New York Fashion Week, which is September 6th to
go.
11th. The popular DJ is making a fashion street line based around One Piece. So it's the One Piece Spring Summer 2025
That's so
collection.
goated.
Wait, this is Steve Aoki for real?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's him.
so.
It's-
You said
goated.
Okoye?
he said what?
So it's
That's
gonna
crazy.
be really cool. It's an invite-only, one-of-a-kind immersive runway
We'll be there.
experience
We'll be there for sure.
using we got our invites,
We're
right?
on the runway.
Yeah, check your email. Check your email. We got the invite, bro.
He called me personally.
So it's going to be utilizing images and elements from the series representing the future of anime. So
Dope.
I think it's going to be pretty lit. I'm excited because like I'm really into fashion.
Okay.
And I actually was thinking about like how could you make One Piece like a fashion statement.
Yo.
If you know, then you know type scenario. Like,
I love
But
that.
it's streetwear.
Like
I
low
love
key
that.
I
hidden.
love stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
feel like this will be a really good concept to see it take place in actual reality. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's cool. And last but not least, for our even more local,
Very local.
Castleberry fans, shout out Castleberry.
Shout out about Castleberry.
There's a One Piece TCG tournament going on September 28th at New Leaf Tea House.
Hell yeah.
From 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. There's $10 registration, and it's actually a $200 prize
Ooh,
pool.
that's big money.
So if you're in the Castleberry area, man,
Hey, you might see me over
get some
there.
cards.
You might see me
Try to
over
win
there.
that 200.
Guys, we're not getting paid for this.
Just to add something, last week we did mention that we were planning to go to Kura Sushi, one of our promotions. They had a One Piece event going on. I just wanted to relay all the information that we came back with. There was no merch. There was no nothing at our restaurant, at least.
Fraud watch.
Fraud watch. And apparently, we asked the whole store or the workers, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we sold out of everything day one."
That's good news, though.
It is good news. It is good
You
news.
know, I mean, if
Where
we
y'all at? Why aren't you watching the podcast?
Exactly.
Oh, y'all need to eat food, but you can't listen to my podcast? That's really crazy. Anyways, thank you, Steven, for all the news and stuff. We're going to do a little quick TCG update for everybody. We do have some new news, some cooking. We have the treasure boosters. That's probably the biggest thing going on right now. This is new packs that just came out for the TCG. It's the first time we're ever having reprints of older cards. I kind of touched on this last episode where we were speculating on card lists, but we kind of see what people are pulling now. It's been about a few days, almost a week. We've seen people pull out manga rares, parallel rares. There's even new special, it's like a special parallel bonus alternate art. Yeah.
Damn, okay.
I know. There's like
the super ultra
categories
mega
on
at the same
categories.
time.
the super ultra mega One Piece. So people are pulling bangers out of it. It's not like 100% guarantee as we've seen. There's some people that have gotten a few packs and haven't really gotten too much out of them. You get like old cards that were bangers, but because of these packs, they don't come out as bangers as much anymore, right?
I said we had a couple bangers pulled.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Follow.
Cooking, man.
We're in there. We also have the Bandai Card Games Fest is happening on the 14th and 15th, about a week or two from now. And the reason I bring that up is because they're actually giving out different TCG cards based on the tournament that you enter, right? So if you join the OP TCG tournament for that event, they give you a free Luffy of current art special card, right? And those cards, those jump in price like nothing, because some of them you have to enter a tournament to get it. Sometimes you have to place in a tournament to get it. And sometimes you have to place in a tournament, they give you a pack for it, and then you have to pull it from the special packs. So those cards can be very expensive if you go to the right one.
That's actually kind of
That's
lit.
crazy, right? That's
Hell yeah,
crazy.
that's so cool.
That's crazy. So that's going on. We also have the other really big news is OPO8 is finally dropping here in the United States.
Let's go.
Japan's been playing with it, having fun with it. We're all like that Squidward meme watching from the side.
My
Like we watch it from outside there. Damn, that looks fun. I want to play with Shanks, you know? So the whole the whole card list has dropped. There are new special cards as well for like an old A's card. These are older cards just with new art. These special ones I'm talking in specific. But in terms of the card list, we have a Drum Island Chopper deck leader and cards. Zoe is coming out with green, a Whitebeard crew set list with blue. Big Mom's crew is getting their own cards with purple.
Oh,
Yup.
Oh, I already know what card I want from that crew.
Here he goes.
Oh, Big Mom.
Smell that? It smells like they cooking over there.
Yeah. Hey, not too much though. And then Kaido crew is getting black color. And then current arc, I don't want to say names, is getting yellow cards. It's not that many as the others.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the big hitter for this OP set is the new Manga Rayleigh card. He's getting the manga for this set. And it's going for around $500 to $600 at the moment. Yeah.
Give me
And
that card.
How are they selling this though? It hasn't even come out yet, right?
they're getting it from Japan. Is what they're doing. They're getting it from Japan, selling it over here.
That makes sense.
But it's the Japanese version.
Japanese version.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically what we're getting. So other than that, that's kind of all the big news for the TCG for now. We're going to keep an eye on how the meta changes when this new set drops here in the US. It's probably going to mimic Japan's, what normally happens. And then from there, we'll keep cooking. We'll be there.
Finally, guys, the part we've all been waiting for.
Whoop, whoop.
Theory piece.
Damn.
Theory piece. There is so much good shit happening right now. So much, bro.
Spoiler
I
warning.
know Steve over here, he wrote a whole fucking memoir.
My goat.
That he was up till like 4 a.m. We were running late for this episode just because he
goat.
pumped out this whole. We're gonna give him a whole segment here.
He spoke
where
to
he
Oda.
could he spoke to Oda in his dreams and like something wet happened. I just don't know what it
Came to me in
was.
a vision.
But if you guys can't tell already, this is our spoiler warning. Sorry about that. If you're not caught up, this is the end for you. We appreciate you being here. But we got some cooking. And y'all about to feast.
Yeah,
So-
catch up, right? Catch
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
We'll be waiting for you.
Catch up.
So we're gonna do this structure a little bit differently this time because there was so much, particularly from this chapter. I'm gonna do a quick summary of what the chapter entails,
Nice.
and then we'll go into the main questions we have. First off, it was chapter 1125,
Nice.
titled "What Constitutes Death."
Peak.
Go.
Major points here. We're gonna recap it real quick. Rob Gucci comes up for the first time, actually looking like a bro, dude. I feel like he had no soul, no heart. And then finally he defends his boy Kaku, hides his girlfriend, makes sure she doesn't get caught by the FBI.
That's his wife.
Good to go. That was a huge come up for him as a character. I feel like Oda brought him back for a reason. I'm not too sure why, but seems like he's still gonna have some prevalency going to the next generation. We also had a really unique note of Saturn confirmed that he lived at least 200 years, but more specifically, he was studying the giant, the same one with the Conqueror's Haki from Joy Boy. He was intrigued and he was ordered to destroy it, and for some reason he didn't. So we're gonna talk about that. Next up, Saturn died, bro. What the fuck happened? like Luffy, Gear 5, Conqueror's Haki, fucking COC doesn't do any damage to Saturn, but somehow IMU just snaps his fingers and he disappears. What's up with that? Next up, we got Garland as the new elder, which I guess you could just like sit on the throne and IMU gives you some hocus pocus. Now you're an elder. I don't know. And then finally,
Why do you do that for me?
I think it's been a bit of time. I don't know how long. I think it's been about 1,000 chapters, but we may actually get Dragon making a move.
No way.
Is he gonna not look east, bro?
He's gonna look west, man? No way. He might do a 360.
So with that being said, we wrote down a bunch of questions. We would take up thousands of hours just speaking about this, but we want to make it concise. First question, I'm gonna shoot this question off to Nick first.
Okay.
And
I'm right here.
there were some highlights with Saturn dying. Specifically, he was running his mouth, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Before he was dying, he was running his mouth,
Fucking shit.
telling the Marines, like, oh, this, oh, that. I want your thoughts. What does this mean for the Marines as a whole? And what does this mean in terms of, like, morale? Like, what's your thoughts?
I'm thinking it's giving dictator. I think it's giving supreme leader type shit where it goes, hey, you saw this guy, top of the list, the one giving out orders? I just insta-killed him with my Wi-Fi Bluetooth hockey, right? Just because he said he didn't like my Tim's type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because he talked a little shit, right? So I think that's kind of, and of course this is bad, but it's like scaring them into going, you better be working for me, you better not be saying shit about me, and you better be doing your best because look what happened to him.
So who really knows about IMU in the Marines? Does everyone? No,
dude.
Exactly.
It's just the elders and whatever that assistant is.
Isn't that such a big deal?
Yes, that's what I was like saying. It is a big deal because nobody is supposed to know IMU exists. And what's the last thing this man says before he dies?
Emu.
Everybody's like, what? And Oda made sure that every vice admiral was there, drew their expressions. They saw and listened to what they said.
Bigger fish to fry.
Like they're like, what the fuck just happened? You already had somebody, Doberman, I think it was that vice admiral, the one who questioned it.
I'm kidding, they're all ugly.
Who was like, is there any truth to this? And I think it's because he's a vice admiral. His head didn't get fully exploded, but still. But it's like he was one of those people who rap absolute justice.
Yeah.
So like, if you have somebody who has absolute justice questioning the highest authority, what does that say when they go back to headquarters and start talking and have meetings? And the last thing that they have is IMU. What's an emu? Like that's the first thing I'm talking about. I'm sorry, one of the biggest people on the planet just died, and the last thing he said was emu. I'm gonna go and talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like the implications that has for the future, I don't know, man.
Yeah, just to add another little side piece, not only are we wondering what this happens for the Marines that Saturn died, but if we remember about, 15, 20 chapters ago, the Blackbeard pirates were able to copy Saturn. Now that it could be as simple as just using that to control the Seraphim, and maybe that's a factor they're going with. But me personally, I have a deeper theory of them using that to infiltrate the elders and try to get something going down. I know, Steve, you have a lot to say about this topic. We're gonna give you the full spotlight. I just want to shoot it back to Danny and Nick real quick.
Of course.
Now, with all these things happening, I think that there might be a revolt. The Marines are gonna start getting mad.
From the Marines?
Yep. And guess what? We already have the sword. I think that's gonna play a big part. The sword.
Marines?
The sword members.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sword.
Yes, sword.
Yep. So I think
sword, I'm thinking like you're holding a great
I was
sword
like,
in your
whose sword?
hand.
No,
like
whose sword?
Excalibur.
No, the sword. Yeah, I think that's gonna play a huge part into what the Marines are gonna become and the internal issues with the Marines.
Rising up against a dictator.
Yep. So.
And how do you think they're gonna use the power of Saturn, like being able to copy Saturn?
Dude, with Blackbeard having that power is really, really scary. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I don't know if you know this, Eric, but the first time we ever spoke to each other, that's like the first thing you ever said to me. It was like current chapter. And I was like, hey man, I like your One Piece tattoo. And he goes, thanks, are you caught up? Yeah, I'm caught up. He's like, oh, you're caught up? I was like, yeah, I'm caught up all the way. Yeah, I just caught up like kind of recently. And he was like, so what do you think about the Blackbeard pirates having the power? I'm like, oh man,
I feel like there's levels to like being a One Piece fan. It's like the people who have heard of the name One Piece. Then there's the next level, which is you probably watch the live action. Then there's the next level where like they're starting to watch anime but didn't get too far. Then there's like the level before the final level, which is like they're halfway through, like at Marineford, they're like episode 500, 600, trying to catch up, but it's a slog. And then there's the real ones, and then that's what happened, bro. I saw you, the real one. I'm like, I just started spamming theories.
Yeah. So, but this is an OG theory, and like this chapter only kind of adds to that. Like, what is gonna happen? Like, now that he's gone, but we know there's a copy of him technically somewhere, they could be scheming. Do all the Marines know Saturn's dead? Does everyone know Saturn is dead? Because this is what I'm thinking. They pop up. I forgot her name, the Nine-Tailed Fox lady. Katarina pulls up to some official like Water 7 like Ennie's lobby type building, says, I'm Mr. Saturn, give me $3 billion trillion in every devil fruit in the basement, right? And they go, yes sir, Mr. Saturn, sir. Hand it to him. 2 minutes later, guys, that wasn't really Mr. Saturn. Where's all the devil fruits? And that I think is gonna be one of those where they trick them because these people don't know that he's gone yet. So that's where I think it's leading to. But I know Oda's gonna cook better than me, man. He gonna do something crazier than that.
I know you got a lot to say, bro. I'm gonna leave this in your hands real quick, bro.
Steven,
take over,
please.
Dude. Please
give
help
it
us
to
out
me.
here.
Boys, let me tell you something. Oda Sensei himself came to me in a vision.
Preach, brother.
And he said, young Padawan.
All right, now.
I got something for you, bro. So, before really diving into this, I just want to make one thing clear. In the previous episode, Nick did make a comment that Luffy was based off of or heavily inspired by Jesus. And I've never seen Nick more 10 toes down on something than this. And in doing research for this theory, I could confidently and 100% say that is wrong. Because Monkey D. Luffy and his character, while share some characteristics with Sun Wukong and Jesus, is 100% based off of Hanuman from Hindu mythology, stated by Oda himself. Written out, it's documented. He said, Luffy, monkey god, Hanuman.
Damn, Hanuman is the monkey man.
Road to Laugh Tale, Volume 4.
Goated.
So you could Google that. That's
goated.
So, but that being said, the idea that certain narratives from the Bible can be seen through the story of One Piece, that intrigued me because it's true.
No problem.
And it ended up leading me down a rabbit hole that allowed me to uncover some crazy connections.
He became a priest on accident.
Right? As I try to figure out what IMU was after this episode, because we heard it's
the Antichrist
for the first time, right? So here we go. And hear me out. You're gonna hear me say that a lot.
Bro, I got both my ears open and my mouth.
We listen.
So my hypothesis is that Imu is Lily, right? And now I know that's not a relatively new theory, but the connections and correlations that made me come to that conclusion is there. I've spent hours connecting the dots.
Okay.
So I believe that Lily ate or was forced to eat the mythical Zoan Hito Hitonomi modeled Akuma, the human fruit modeled devil.
Okay.
And we know that it's One Piece canon. Once you've awakened a Zoan devil fruit, there is a chance that devil or the spirit of the animal could take over its host.
Okay.
So I believe that Lily became possessed by that devil in that devil fruit, like the literal devil in the devil fruit, and became the devil itself. Now, it's a little like I've seen people say that before, but this is how I came to that conclusion. I believe that it is actually the first devil fruit.
Okay, I like that.
And it would make a lot of sense for it to be in the hands of the 20 kingdoms because it's so powerful. And it could also be, I feel like the relationship between all devil fruits shares the name with, or the relationship that the devil fruits have with the sea shares the name with Imu. With Imu meaning to shun or avoid, and then Imu backwards, Umi, means the sea. Like literally just the sea. Avoid the sea. Like that's Imu, Umi.
And if you change the name around again, you get
So I'm like, it's in the name, right? So it's in the name. That's what leads me to think that it's one of the first devil fruits.
Okay,
just because
I like that.
One of the main.
I'll put some money in there, some stocks.
Now, why do I think that Lily ate the fruit to become Imu? And that's where I think the Judeo-Christian influence comes in, right, where he starts pulling from. In Jewish mythology, we get Lilith, which we know Oda is no stranger to, as we literally have one of the Vegapunk's personalities, the evil or malevolent, yeah, satellites being named Lilith.
Lilith,
right?
El Diablo.
So in Jewish mythology, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, created out of clay instead of from his rib like Eve was.
Yeah.
Right? Meaning that she was made equal to him. So she wasn't subservient. She wouldn't bow down. She wouldn't obey
women's rights.
The rules.
We love you, women.
And so she rebelled and left the Garden of Eden to settle in the Red Sea. Where do we see Imu at all the time?
On the
in
chair.
her fake garden.
Oh.
In the castle on the red line.
You guys taste that? He's
Right?
cooking.
And trust me, if you guys have any points, like I'm gonna get to it.
This
So,
appetizers. I'm eating.
But in more recent times, Lilith became more of an icon for standing up against being oppressed, just like Lily does. But Lilith was also demonized for rebelling
True,
against it,
for being
and
a bad
she took
bitch.
on a demon form. And this form became known as the Mother of Demons, which is why I think she has dominion over the 5 elders, who aren't devil fruit eaters. They are literally just demons given the power from Imu. I think that's a part of the devil fruit. She
Okay.
could give people the abilities to become the demons as the mother of demons, Lilith.
Okay.
So that's what he does with the Gorsei?
Right? I'm going to get to that. I'm telling you, I'm going to start cooking, bro.
We'll get to that one.
Right? Back
me
to
out,
the
hear me
Jewish
out.
myth of Lilith. She became the snake that tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit that threw humanity into chaos.
Shout out to the snake.
Now, who do we attribute that snake being? Before, like,
El
outside of
Diablo.
knowing it's Lilith,
El
who do we
Diablo.
attribute that snake being?
Orochimaru.
Pre-time skip.
Satan, bro, the devil.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You think that the serpent is
El
the
Diablo.
devil. That's how we get that first connection between, the devil and Imu, right? And then what is the first attack that we see Imu do against King, like, at all in the entire series? The first attack, before
Imu?
his wife Fai Haki. Imu.
The nuking Lulusia.
No, before that.
Before that,
Yes.
Before that.
He stabbed Cobra in the chest with a forked, we don't know, what is it, a tail? It looked like a forked tail. Well, not a forked tail, a
that's
pointed tail
old. Yeah.
associated with the devil, bro. And that was a direct attack from
Okay.
him through Cobra's chest. Like, Imu is that serpent in the garden. Just like Lilith was the serpent in the garden, Imu is the serpent in her garden in Mary Joie.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Now, the transition back over to the Bible, that's how I kind of go from Lilith, which is Jewish mythology, to the devil, which is Christian mythology.
Shout out my Jewish friends.
Going back into Christianity, Jesus refers to the devil as the ruler of the earth.
Okay. Goldie
Who
Roger.
do we associate as the earth god? One of those main gods that everybody worships in One Piece. People,
god.
like, it's very common theories out there that Imu is the earth god, Luffy's the sun god, and so on and so
Dragon,
forth. Right?
the wind.
Exactly.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so like all the way back in Skypiea, they were talking about the 4 gods that rule everything, right? Imu is the Earth god because Satan is the Lord or God of the world. That's where I think he's like cooking with that. And Nick, I'm telling you, I hope you got your little Catholic boy shorts ready for this.
I'm not even Catholic.
I'll just play with you. But right, this is where I get to my end game theories.
Okay.
Right. So, what do we have that could connect the devil to the end game? The Book of Revelation. And this is where I spend most of my time, bro. Like, and it's funny. Like, I'm telling you, it's not even a stretch, bro. I'm telling you, it's not.
No,
even
I've
a
been on
stretch.
this, but they booed me when I said this.
Yeah.
I was booed.
I'm saying.
I'm not
like,
saying nothing.
If you don't know, the devil in the Book of Revelation is referred to as the dragon now. It went from the
The
serpent
beast,
to the
the
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah. So you have the dragon who has its accomplices, the 2 beasts. And then the beast is the beast of the earth and the beast of the sea. The beast in the Bible is interpreted to represent the kingdoms that rule the world until the second coming of God. Or in our instance, the 20 kingdoms that rule the world until the second coming of a certain sun god.
Joy Boy has returned.
Right? Everybody's
I can
panicking.
hear
bro.
him.
In the fight against God, the dragon, quote unquote, will gather the beast and all of its forces, persecute those who don't worship it. Mind you, this dragon, celestial dragons, bro, given authority,
Damn, man.
dominion over the
All right.
world.
All right. I get it.
Right? So if you don't worship the celestial dragon or dragons, You'll be put to death, and they'll use 3 spirits to influence the kings of the earth. 3.
Blackbeard.
Not even just that, bro. I'm thinking.
Okay,
I'm
then who? I was thinking
'cause
Blackbeard too.
we're talking about, I know, but we're talking about like influence. Like who's like the most powerful forces of the Navy? That most common people.
Oh, the 3
are afraid of?
admirals?
The 3 admirals,
I knew Fujitora was the GOAT.
right?
I knew he
Not
was top
Fuji.
2.
It don't even say right,
Who's the tree guy?
right for the final battle. Now, this is where I really get into it. Right, this is
We
where
weren't
this-
into it already?
No, like I'm still into it, but I'm saying this is where my evidence comes into
Okay,
play
bet,
more
bet.
so,
You're citing
like more so
sources now.
evidence. Revelations chapter 13 describes what the beast looks like: 7 heads and 10 horns. Right,
Did it have hockey?
almost. It might have. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Did the Revelations have hockey in there? Yeah, no.
But you have 7 heads: Saint Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Nushiro, Jupiter, and Imu. Right?
Interesting.
Those are the 7 heads. Now, for the 10 horns, when Monkey D. Dragon mentions that their fight is against the God Knights, the actual highest rank law enforcers in the world.
Yeah.
How many were there?
How many Holy Knights?
I'll
is
save
it?
you trouble. I'll save you the trouble.
7?
There was 9.
9 Holy Knights.
There was 9 silhouettes, and then it showed the commander, Fig Arlen.
Yeah. Saint
Right?
Garland.
Saint Garland, Fig Arlen.
Figuring
Figuring
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's 10, bro. That makes 10.
Okay.
Now you might be thinking, right? Technically, that's not 7 heads anymore because Saturn just died, bro. A couple verses later, Revelation 13, verse 13,
This is what he was doing at 3 in the morning?
bro says, "I saw one of its heads were wounded to death, but this deadly wound was healed." And the world marveled and continued to follow the beast. Whose head just got chopped off, bro? Or who's like if the Gorseys or the heads of this beast, one of them just got chopped off.
Disintegrated.
Yep.
This is done, right? And then it healed. So now, because honestly, I was thinking one way, but Eric actually made me start thinking a separate way to attach to it, because I'm like, Garland became that healed head when I thought of it. But now that I'm thinking about it, right? That could still be true, but we know Oda has multiple layers when he comes to writing this shit.
That's my goal.
It could be that the healed head is actually Katarina posing as Saturn to the Navy. Because what you said, what if he goes back to those headquarters or whatever and says this, that, and the third? Everybody who was there, because everybody's going to be talking about it, Saturn, I thought you were dead. Saturn, I thought you were dead.
Like,
Now,
no,
like, I'm right here.
I'm chilling.
And they continue following.
Now put all the money in the
Now
bag.
Blackbeard got everybody in his pocket through
Dope.
Katarina. Bro, I'm
Blackbeard's
telling
dope.
you. And the cherry on top, and this is how I wrap everything up. It's mentioned that like I mentioned the dragon and the 2 beasts. The Bible also mentions the dragon, aka the devil, has a crown on his head, which we know Emu has that long ass crown.
Okay.
The beast has crowns on its horns, right? Which could represent the Gorsei's authority over those 10 holy knights, which represents the most powerful force in the world. And then there's the last beast, the second beast, who is identical to the first beast, except it does not have a crown. And guess what that beast is referred to as?
What?
The Scarlet Beast.
Rat-haired Shanks. We got
I'm
him.
telling you, like,
We got him.
what's
We
a
got his
certain
ass.
lineage that is known to have scarlet colored hair, bro?
The bum lineage.
Right, so
The line of frauds?
bro. You don't believe me. Somebody say this is a stretch. All right, hear me out.
Here you go.
How many commanders does Shanks have on his crew? 7.
Oh, damn, really?
I'm not including the monster, the guy with the monkey. If you
Okay.
Google it, it'll say 8 because they include the monkey as a commander. I'm not
Oh,
including
yeah,
the
yeah,
monkey
yeah,
as a
okay.
commander, bro.
Sure.
It's monkey and the
That's
guy
fucked up.
together,
I fuck with him, but
right?
okay.
So that's what did I say? What number I said?
Okay,
7, right?
7 number. Okay, now what?
Now let's look back. Remember, 7 heads
Yes,
on the
yes.
beast.
Okay.
Let's look at Shanks versus Kid, bro. When his fleet, his fake ass fleet, because nobody's really fighting them, right?
Yeah.
That fake fleet was about to be attacked by Kid. How many ships were in that fleet?
Man, I don't know, but I'm going to say 7.
No.
Okay.
10. 10, bro.
Damn, how Danny getting this better than me? I'm not getting it.
10 ships in his fleet.
Okay.
Shanks is a beast in every sense of the word, right? With hockey so good, observation hockey so good, he could see into the future. Some might say he is a prophet.
Wow.
A false prophet.
Okay.
Shanks isn't the good guy.
Judas.
Shanks isn't the good guy.
Nah, dude. Final boss?
Dude, is he the Antichrist?
No, I think Shank
Hell
is.
yeah.
I think Shank is the Scarlet Beast. He's the false prophet. I think the Gorosei and that beast as a whole is the Antichrist, right? As far as like those kind of connections, but just
Okay.
like the numbers and connections between those two things line up literally one for one. Like that's my theory. That Cobra was shocked to see Imu sit on a throne, not because somebody was just sitting on a throne, but the look of mortifying in his eyes is because he sees someone who looks so close to Vivi and possibly his wife Titi, their descendant,
Yeah.
Lily, right? Which only came out, well, like, why would she come out to him of all people? That's your kinfolk.
Okay. Damn.
And his ancestor Lily was possessed by the Hito Hito no Mi, Maru Akuma, and will bring the final battle where she will gather her forces, including rat-haired Shanks, to fight Sun God Luffy, and will ultimately fail. And we know how much Oda loves symbolism, and we know how much he loves callbacks. So just like Kaido and Big Mom, they're going to be cast into the lake of fire, and the world will be made new. Let my words be etched in stone today, so that generations could look back at this episode,
All right, Prophet.
and know that Steve the Goat called
Yeah, we're not
the
calling
ending
you
of
that.
the greatest pieces
No
of
one
fiction
calls you that.
of all time. Of all time.
Yo, first thoughts here is that was a lot, bro.
Damn, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to like go back into the chambers, study the fucking
For
all the
real.
connections. I feel like you ever see that meme on like online where it's like the dude's pointing to the
That's
white
exactly
wall
what I
and
was
it's like
telling you.
connecting shit to shit,
That's
but
exactly
he looks
what I was
crazed.
telling you.
It's Uno
That's
has
literally
three
how
eyes.
I felt. So I have some pushbacks. I'll be honest, I'm not well equipped to fully dive into the religious aspect of it.
I'm down.
I do not agree that Shanks is a bad guy. 100% I don't. Otherwise, this would be a whole like Attack on Titan, like this was always meant to be, because that mean. And honestly, this is the first time Joy Boy has returned, or like unless you count the original Joy Boy. So if this was an infinite loop, I don't know how I could see that part.
No, I don't think like returned as in this is the second coming. Imu fought the first one.
Yeah.
And now this is a new one coming back. That's a second coming.
Bro, but how does so Shanks was born on, I mean Shanks was pretty much brought up with the Pirate King. Pirate King, do you think he was part of that plan?
No. I'm like you're thinking about like too literally. I'm talking about using it as a symbolism guide for how the end is going to work out, because we learned the Bible talks about a false prophet, somebody who misleads the world into thinking they're one thing and they're not.
Wouldn't that just be Imu?
No, I mean Imu is the actual devil who's controlling
yeah.
everything. But you need somebody on the ground, somebody with no status. The beast is described as somebody with no crown out of everybody. No crown, but yet he's identical. He shares the same amount of commanders, the same amount of fleet numbers. He matches up. He's literally referred to as the Scarlet Beast. I think it is too much of a coincidence to just put off. Not saying that it has to be one for one exactly how it happens, but that symbolism that at the end is when they all come together, because you don't know that the false prophet is a false prophet until the very end,
Yeah.
right? That's my big thing. You don't know it until the end. And so once we get to that final battle, they're going to have to fight. The question is, what side is he really going to be on? And I think that's how he has the pull with the Gorosei, because he's the false prophet. Go ahead.
See, so Steven brought up earlier, and then Eric kind of just brought up too. This is what I was going to ask. We got bad guys. We have good guys, right? We got Emu. We got Blackbeard, right? Those are definite final bosses, right? In my book, even when I first started reading One Piece, from the beginning, not even like from the beginning, but like halfway through, I was like, Shanks is going to be the final boss. Maybe he's not the final boss because I didn't know about Emu at the time, but I want to ask you guys think Shanks is going to be the last fight for the One Piece with Luffy?
No, I don't. No, not with Luffy. I think he's going to be one of the main 3 fights, because it talks about 3 fights. He's one of them. You're going to have a fight against Gorosei, Holy Knights, fight against Shanks, and a fight against Emu.
What about you, Dan? You think Shanks is...
I would say his role fits perfectly into an Antichrist kind of looking, role.
evil motherfucker.
He's just, he's evil. I mean, this comes through from when the fruit was showed to Luffy. It was all planned. It was
gum gum.
Why were they calling it the gum gum fruit? Shanks is smarter than that. He
knew what it was.
He knew what it was. He diverted it and made it seem like it was a different fruit when he knew he had it for a reason.
Oh no, Luffy, don't eat
So
that.
I feel like
Don't become God.
I'm not 100 on Shanks being evil, but I'm very worried because everything is so secret about him. Everything, dude. We don't know what this man is up to. Now all we know right now is that he wants to go to Laugh Tale. That's all we know, but we don't know why. We don't know what he wants to do for anyone.
Could be a good guy.
He could be a good guy, but right now it's looking a little fishy.
I like bad guy.
I don't know.
All right,
Fucking rat hair feelings.
But quick question, really quick. Wasn't Joy Boy piping Lilith?
Is that true?
What? Is that confirmed?
Was
that on Rule 34, bro?
Why is Lily emu? I thought Lily was the good person.
No, that's what I'm saying. Lily was a good person.
And then
Just
she
like how
became
nowadays
bad.
they see Lilith is a good person who is also demonized.
So-
like I'm not trying to do
I-
a 1-for-1. I'm just trying to do like narratives and correlations.
Do you think it's because of what happened to her that she turned bad, or do you think it was the devil fruit that made her
That's what
turn
I'm
bad?
saying. I
Or
don't know if
both?
she ate it willing. I can't
Yeah, so it's
put whether it was
Could be
willingly
both.
or she was forced to eat it. But we know she wanted to leave. They wouldn't let her, and she didn't end up going back home. Right?
We know she didn't return.
She did not return.
She did not return.
She did not return back. So I think that either she was forced to eat or that she ate it because like she was with them when they fought Joe Boy. She didn't start rebelling until the end.
Okay.
And that's like actual like just in the story, right? She didn't rebel until the end, but it was that last act of rebellion that I feel made the other leaders of the 20 kingdoms force their hands to transform her into that demon.
Gotcha.
And I feel like she's like possessed. That's why she's so obsessed with looking at all this stuff. Because it's like little pieces.
Yeah, we catch her looking at the wanted posters.
Yeah, I think she could be both. I think she could start off good and got possessed and
It's
turned bad.
crazy. Yo, so Eric, you had something to say?
Yeah. We have a couple more like little points we want to talk about for the theory discussion. First of all, Mihawk is a fraud. I'm not even gonna answer it as a question.
Fraud
Mihawk is a fraud, and he's
Fraud
not even
watch
the
number
strongest.
one
He's not even the
swordsman.
strongest
Yes, he is.
swordsman.
He is.
He's not even the strongest swordsman. We have a new top G in class,
clapping.
and that's Saint motherfucking Garland, bro. Dude has the powers. He's gonna have the powers of the elders.
You're a fraud,
all but
buddy.
confirmed. He uses a sword. He's the top of the holy knights, and you're gonna compare him to Fraud Hawk,
Yep.
to the dude who got low diffed, low tanked by a vice admiral,
Dude, that was like a pinky.
or Diamond Jozu.
That was
Diamond
like a
Jozu.
pinky
Diamond
attack,
Jozu
bro.
tanked that no
was
diff.
a
Meanwhile,
pinky
Shanks
attack.
with one arm sliced out fucking Kid and his right hand man with a single slash.
Dude, Mihawk farted that attack. Dude, he wasn't even trying, and Gojo almost died.
What does this
protecting
button
him.
do? Fraud watch. Fraud. Fraud
You
alert.
guys will all
Fraud.
you guys can all say he's a fraud when he comes through and
my
he destroys
God.
everything in his path. You guys are gonna remember.
Oh,
And
no.
if you want me to use actual like evidence-based logic to define this, technically Mihawk was defined as the greatest swordsman on Earth, but whoever is up above is not considered on Earth.
They're
God is a swordsman.
Mihawk's
They're not
worried
considered a
about
man.
this guy, bro.
So maybe Mihawk is among the mortals one of the strongest swordsmen, but I don't think the celestial dragons count towards that. And I think there's gonna be a bigger boss. I don't think Endgame. Honestly, I can't even see Zoro seriously fighting Mihawk. I feel like they're bros at this point. I can't imagine a fight to the death
So like
between
Shanks,
them.
think
like
it's a
Shanks and
side-by-side?
Luffy. Do you
I don't
see-
know. I'm not sure about that.
I think the role that you think Shanks is gonna play in the final battle is going to actually be Buggy.
Shut up. Damn. Where'd I put that button?
My genuine theory about Shanks is he dies to Blackbeard, and it motivates Luffy to like fucking
He
like.
definitely loses.
And then Luffy goes Super Saiyan 3.
And then Luffy goes Super Saiyan 3. He goes
Yo.
gear 5.5 or whatever the fuck you're saying.
Gear 5.5.
fifth
Facts.
form.
Yeah.
Fire breathing. Yep.
Fire breathing. Yeah, exactly.
Gumbo Gumbo no.
Unlocks
I mean,
his Sharingan.
He can do anything, bro.
Okay, and real quick, there was an important part. I feel like the detail was missed, where Saturn was studying the giant 200 years ago in that flashback.
Yeah, he
and
was.
He was ordered to destroy it, and for some reason he chose not to and to continue studying. Then he just left it there, like some like disposed diaper. Like he just left that shit there for someone to look at. So what do you guys think is the deeper meaning behind that?
I think it just plays more into the fact that Saturn was a scientist first and foremost before he ever became like, you know, probably one of the
He was
greatest
head of the
Big
science
role.
division,
He
right?
was he was literally
what
the
it
god
was.
of science in war? No.
It was like science.
Yeah,
and
no,
something.
it was science. The
It's
warrior,
the same one as yeah.
Yeah,
the
warrior
one
doing
Garland just
science.
got promoted to.
And like, that's one thing that, what's his name? Stella said a lot, we're mutual scientists. That's why they work together a lot of the times. Mind you, what they were doing was unethical. But I think him keeping it was just the science getting the better of him. The same way how, like, the science getting the better of Stella
That could make sense.
for the sense of advancement is overrides, like, the moral code.
Yeah,
right? Or their moral code.
That's so true. Stella says that this is way too advanced. He can't get anywhere near what this robot is capable of.
Damn.
The world's not ready for it.
And that I bet Saturn thought the same thing. It would be a great loss to just destroy something so advanced.
Yeah, I think that's why they couldn't do anything with it for the next 200 years. Because
it would be a great
like
loss.
they didn't have the resources to really study it like
That's
that.
fair.
That's probably why it was just sitting in Egghead, because Stella was probably the only person that Saturn thought could actually make
Get
progress.
close. Yeah.
Okay, a little like this is gonna be a pop question real quick. If Dragon does move, where is Dragon moving towards? Is he going straight for the Marines? Is he gonna go help Luffy? Is he gonna go to the old? He's gonna throw it back to Water 7 and look for something. Like, what do you think he's doing?
I think he's causing big damage. I think he's gonna play a big card. I think he's going straight for the head.
Where?
No, I think he's going for the One Piece. I honestly, because he's like, we have to get control of these weapons before our enemies do. Like, that was his thing. And then Koala said that whoever controls or whoever obtains the One Piece and becomes the Pirate King also has control over the ancient weapons. And Dragon said, I don't really care about all that. They just can't get the ancient weapons. So by proxy, you have to get the One Piece in order to
you think
get
it's
the
like
ancient weapons.
Oh,
I
maybe
think
it's
he's
okay.
He's not like, I want to get the One Piece to be put. No, he just wants the ancient weapons, and to get the ancient weapons, you need the One Piece. So I think he's going there too.
God,
I think Oda's
so
setting,
lame.
Which
setting
is
up everyone.
Such a bum.
Which is very similar to Luffy if you think about it. Luffy is becoming Pirate King not for the title of Pirate King, but he has an alternative motive. Same way the Dragon is going for the One Piece, not for the power it contains, but the preventative of what it is.
Like he said, he just wants freedom, right? I don't even think he really knew or cared about the ancient weapons. But then I also started noticing he had like a secondary dream other than to just be like free, right? Because they were talking about what's his dream, and everybody laughed at him when they said it. So we don't know what that is, but I mean, maybe I'm not sure how that becoming a Pirate King could correlate to him finding it, but I'm interested to figure out what it is.
I think if Dragon ever wants to get off of Fraud Watch, man, that guy was born in it, raised by it type shit.
Facts.
If he ever wants to get off that, I need to see one whole chapter, no other characters. I need to see him walking his ass into Marijois,
Yes.
beating the fuck out of every celestial dragon on sight.
That's what I think he's
personally.
I'm the OG.
I need him to do it to Garland. I need to do it to the elders. Until he does that, until Oda writes 5 chapters of just him doing that,
Yes.
that brother's a fraud.
Yep.
He's a bum. He don't pay child support.
No, in all seriousness, I think that's what he's gonna do. That big hit that I think he's gonna go into
hope
Marijois
it is.
and mess everything up.
I
I think
hope so.
he's going to make a
needs
big
to.
statement.
Because I'm not gonna lie, these past episodes just show these revolutionaries coming in and out of Marijois as they want, bro.
Exactly.
It feels like it's less and less of like Holy Land nobody's touching.
Sabo
it.
doing backflips in there.
Like,
He
literally.
recording TikToks and shit in the
over here hitting on 16-year-olds on the rafters and shit, and then
That's crazy.
just taking a stroll outside, like, hey, see you later. Okay, bye.
Yeah, we'll be back.
I don't think they ever got out of Fraud Watch. Revolutionary Army, Dragon, Sabo. I don't think they ever got out of it. I think it's too much damage has been done. There's been too many fights, too many important
Stocks
moments.
are way too low.
I'm sure they will have their moment where, I don't know, maybe Dragon fights a Kainu or some shit.
Hurry up.
Sabo
I feel like that is gonna be a
Sabo
big fight.
being there with the Gorosei and Imu is such good writing. That's gonna put them.
Sorry, somebody said Sabo. My fault.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's gonna lead into something huge. I think Oda did right by waiting, and he's gonna make them final characters.
Sabo?
Cleansing by fire.
The Revolutionary Army. Yeah, Sabo.
You know how I've been recently watching My Hero Academia, the final season. I'm only anime, and I know, bro. But all these animes, all these fucking, they all end out the same. There's gonna be a final fight where they're gonna have 2 opponents facing against each other. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be a Kainu and Dragon. I think it's gonna be Luffy and Blackbeard at one point. I just don't know where. Who the fuck does Sabo fight, bro?
But he's fighting the allegations.
He's going into. Sabo.
his
Real
final
talk.
fight.
Sabo's gonna dig a fucking 6 feet hole, take Ace up from above, kill himself, and then pass him the devil fruit just to pass it back because he's such fraudulent shit, bro. What has he done, bro?
Dude, okay, you freed Kuma went right back, bro.
No. He did a lot more.
He survived the Gorosei.
No, dude.
And Imu.
Bro, he was in the basement
Dude, Sabo
hitting
has
the
been-
renegade,
Sabo has
doing
been destroying
TikToks.
Rijoa, dude. He took all their food.
Okay.
They have
Oh,
no
Wow.
He's starting that.
Yo, Sanji.
that's a big
Sanji's
deal.
gonna have beef, bro.
Oh, they're
Dude, the
Sanji
hungry.
will feed
The
everyone.
dare you
richest
deny these
people,
people?
the richest people in the verse have no food.
Luffy,
Dude,
Blackbeard
that's-
has killed the
They're not
entire
the
crew.
richest.
No, I mean,
Of course
I
they
feel like
are. They're
not the
I feel
richest.
like Sabo is
the
serving more.
celestial dragons are not the richest.
No, hell no.
What?
Okay, they're the
Of
richest.
course they are.
They gotta
Yeah.
be. They gotta
Richest in what?
Like,
Finances?
in everything.
Oh,
Richest
maybe
in
finances.
everything. Like the world. Like,
and
they're the
Sabo
richest in-
took their food, bro. That's a. Dude, I don't know why you guys think that's not a big deal.
No,
That's-
okay,
that's
okay.
gigantic.
I'll give you that. It's a moving point. It's a catalyst for the mobilization of the Almights. It is. I think so. But like,
Guys,
I think
they
it's like a
have-
little asterisk at the end of like a huge plot points going on, and it's like, oh well, slowly they're bleeding out the food source.
Guys,
just get
Something.
Fujitora
they're out of
in there.
croissants
Just get
now.
Fujitora in there.
They have to eat
sorry.
1 meal a day on an OMAD instead of fucking 3.
How dare you give me fish instead of chicken?
No.
They're on turkey bacon, guys. We're gonna win this war. Luffy
God damn, I don't get real bacon. I got turkey.
Kun, they killed half the crew. What are we gonna do, guys? They aren't have any more eggs. Give it another minute. Nah, man, that's really crazy.
But I feel like it is going to be like one of the catalysts for the mobilization of the God Knights. I think
I hope
you're
so.
right on that front as far as like antagonizing them.
They just think everyone's a fraud, bro.
I do. I do.
With
I do.
a lot of heroes, there's a lot of frauds. Garp,
true.
not a fraud. Luffy, not a fraud.
I don't know, man.
Mihawk,
Garp
fraud.
not a fraud?
Who's
Useless Captain Kid, fraud.
Oh,
Whose
yeah.
stocks are up? Whose stocks are up right now because of
Sanji's.
this? Well, not shut the fuck up. Damn, where'd I put that button?
Yo, where's that mute button at?
Sanji.
Okay, Emu stocks are up. Because
Garland stocks are up, bro.
Garland's stocks are
Garland's
kind of
stocks
up.
are
They're
up.
moving up. Who else's stocks are
Luffy's stocks are up.
Luffy's.
up? His never have gone down.
That's true.
His thing, what?
I mean,
Like maybe
post-time
at
skip.
Marineford, like that's maybe the one.
but even then, yeah.
And I think that's the only time you can say his stocks went down.
And then like Alabasta when he lost against Crocodile.
Who else?
I feel with Luffy specifically
Blackbeard.
though, like
Oh, yeah.
when he was
Blackbeard
Blackbeard stocks are up, but Luffy specifically, it was unknown how he would handle the Emperor role. Like yeah, he gets the title, but like we as viewers are like, damn, he was just a little jit like fucking 400 episodes ago.
No, like literally like a couple years ago, my brother. Like you just left your island,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden you're one of the most powerful pirates on the world. Like,
It did feel a bit sudden. So for me, like seeing Egghead, how he could handle a Gorosei, how he could handle an Admiral, and like he didn't even like struggle too much with it, to be honest. Like it was like a tie, I guess. Yeah. For me, that showed his stocks are up when it comes to the Emperor title.
And he was
It's so-
1v2ing.
Yeah, that's so
1v2ing.
true. And Luffy has always been like that, dude. Luffy has always been from the beginning of the story. He's been someone that's already had this kind of strength to him. He wasn't weak in the beginning. He came in throwing hands already, having skill, having power. And
Yeah.
I think it was Marineford the first time we
Yeah,
saw his
after-
power gap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
after-
then that's when it took some time to actually see a power gap.
and that was it. I feel like the only other time where it's like it wasn't a matter of can Luffy beat this person? It's just like when, like how many Gummonos is it gonna take?
Yeah, exactly. How many more bazookas we got?
Yeah, and final question. We're finally kicking off Elbaf. We're finally going to the place I've been looking forward to since
Usopp.
I barely hit puberty, pretty much. Elbaf was hyped ever since Little Garden.
Like 20
Yeah.
years ago, dude.
20 years
Yeah,
ago.
we've been
20
waiting
years
for
ago.
that.
20 years ago. Are we going to see a power-up from Usopp? And if so, what type of power-up is he getting?
Devil fruit.
I think
Okay.
You guys are gonna
don't-
hate me for that.
No, I don't think he's getting a devil fruit. I think what's his
Kabuto.
weapon called?
Kabuto.
Kabuto is getting a devil fruit.
That's a good
like
one.
it.
And
I'll
I think
take
he's
both of
gonna.
those.
I think it's gonna upgrade from Kabuto
take-
to Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir, yeah.
From Thor?
Yeah.
From Thor, he's
Usopp
oh,
Hammer.
God.
Usopp Hammer.
Well, Loki exists.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be
exactly.
So
That's
there
what I'm
might be
saying.
a Thor.
I think he might. I think one of
Interesting.
Usopp's hammer like becomes Mjolnir.
Like the
Dude,
5-ton
bro.
hammer?
yeah, like his
Bro.
5-ton, but it's actually
Like,
like
it does
going
damage.
to do damage.
Do you
yeah.
think Usopp right now, Egghead Usopp,
No, he
can
doesn't.
be
He doesn't.
can
He
be
doesn't.
can be
I'm not even pulling
Arlong?
out the button.
Can he beat Arlong?
No.
I don't think so.
Dude,
Current
he's
Usopp?
Yeah, current Usopp.
I mean, like with observation hockey, I think he could.
He can't even activate
Dude,
that
he-
shit,
yeah,
bro. He
he
used
was
it
not on
one
purpose.
time.
He thought
He was a one nut show.
He took
bro.
a Benadryl and he
No.
thought that was his
Yeah, I think this is
observation.
going to be his training arc for him to get.
He's
a
the
boost up,
weakest
too.
right now. We can all
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
he
he's
is.
by
The
far
weakness
the
trio
weakest.
or the skate.
And we
what
like
is it, Scaredy
Usopp
Cat
here.
trio.
We
Yeah,
like
but
Usopp.
the other two
Nami
are-
has busted ass
Yeah,
Zeus,
yeah,
though.
now.
and then
Yeah.
dude, Chopper Point, dude, he would smash.
Chopper's
him
been
in
strong
2
and all.
seconds.
Next question.
I'm taking that button from you.
Wait, what do you think though, Nick? Is Usopp getting an upgrade?
I like the idea of Usopp getting an upgrade. I fuck with like Kabuto maybe getting a devil fruit. The thing is, some people, and I won't say if anyone is in the room right now, they be like, he's getting 14 different hockeys. He's getting 6 devil fruits. He's getting Ben Beckman's pistol. Like we gotta keep it a little realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely like, I think he's getting stronger. I think he's gonna get stronger. I would love to see him get like some crazy devil fruit. Love to see him use his hockey a lot more. I think that's what we're gonna see. Is his advanced hockey? Maybe new pellets in his gun. I'd like to see it.
Yo, Eric, are you scared? Do you think Usopp might die this arc?
hope so.
No, they're not gonna have any of the Straw Hats dying.
I
Oh
don't know.
man,
I
I could
hope
go
not.
so
They
deep
can't
into
do
that,
it.
but we gotta.
They
wrap it
they
up.
couldn't even fucking kill Peloff.
Yeah,
bro.
don't put me
He had
in
to
there.
come
They
back.
could.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
It's like there's a lot that I could say about the whole Usopp death theory. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about that too.
I don't want him to.
But
dude,
we-
that would-
He won't.
We can't go into that right now, bro. We gotta save that for another time
Yeah, that's
because
a
we got some plans we got going on.
We have a little trivia going on. I'm gonna make it really easy. Who am I? I was at some point a warlord of the sea. My design is of Hindu theology. I do not have a devil fruit, and I was part of a Yonko crew, and I am currently part of a Yonko
That's
crew.
such a good question. Figure it out, guys.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Who
see if you
am
get
I?
that question.
Who is it?
And then Nick, real quick, give the answer to last week's trivia.
Oh yeah, last week's
episode.
trivia. Yeah,
last
yeah.
episode's trivia.
So the question was, who did Ace beat to become invited to become a warlord? Right? That's like a fun fact. SBS. The answer is Hanafuna. I think is how you say his name.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Unfortunately,
What?
yeah.
Random.
He is an off-screen character that Oda did make a sketch for. There is art of him if you look at him online. It's on the Discord as well. He is known as the King of the Lizards. That's kind of hard, though. That's kind of hard. Buggy don't have a name like that. Anyways, that's the character. He was a warlord. Got off-screened, obviously. Off-storied, I guess you could say. And that's how Ace got his invitation to be a warlord.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
So,
Yes, sir.
listen, we appreciate everybody for sticking through the second episode. We're glad that we got such
Mwah.
feedback on the first one. We love you guys.
That's for you guys.
Make sure you follow
love me,
us
huh?
on our socials, Instagram,
We're there.
TikTok,
We're
and join the Discord.
We're all in there.
You'll get all those links in the description below.
Talk to us.
Like, yeah, talk to us.
Hell
We do
yeah.
watch parties. We watch like the newest episodes when they come out, and we
Yup.
get to talk about it right then and there. We have tons of room for theory piece, TCG talk, memes, trivia, all that stuff. So eventually, we're going to start doing like live sections too, where you guys could even come onto the podcast.
That sounds hype.
Like, and give some feedback. So I know I was hearing a lot of people talk about that. Join the Discord. That's how we're gonna be able
My
to make
favorite
that
part of the
happen.
Discord is the one text channel called Fraud Watch.
Love that. So yeah, make sure y'all hit that up, guys. Listen, we appreciate y'all for staying tuned. We love you guys, and we'll see y'all next time. I've been your boy Steve.
I'm right here, Eric S. Shanks.
Zehaha, it's Nick, it's Blackbeard.
Danny, Monkey D. Luffy.
And we'll catch y'all guys next time.
Thank
Peace.
you. Bye, guys.
One's a conqueror of the seas with a fleet both fierce and grand. One's a mastermind of chaos with a plan to take the land. One's a force of nature with storms and fury in his wake. One's a ruler of the underworld with power none can shake. The four emperors rule the waves tonight in the world of One Piece. The legend shines so bright with a treasure map and a crew so grand. We'll follow their adventures to the farthest land. Raise your flag and shout it loud to the emperors we cheer. In the world of One Piece, where every tale is near. For every battle, every fight, and every daring quest, we'll honor the emperors who put the world to the test.